What's going on? TJ Fitness, the news reviews, the channel that helps you make smart decisions about the supplements that you buy. And together with me, finally on the channel, is the Chaos and Pain Cannibal Ferox. Listen, people, this is one scary picture here on this label. Face melting nootropic, pre-workout, energy complex, chaos and pain. Listen, I'm gonna take you through the label. This is a long ass label with all kinds of stuff. Then I'm gonna share with you my personal experience using this one for about a week. Then, right towards the end of the video, I'm gonna give you my final verdict. Should you give a shit? Let's get right into it. So listen guys, Chaos and Pain, I actually love the company as far as branding and what they stand for. The couple of guys that started the company are real OG badass people. You have like smart meatheads that understand formulation, have a great story behind them. Just check out the website. Like seriously, independently of what I think about this one here, check out the website, read the blog, read the story of this company. Real kick-ass story. Good, seems like good, honest people that just try to build a great product, and I really like what they do as far as the way that they present themselves. Now, as you'll see, every name of the product is with Cannibal. I'm not gonna ruin this thing. You should read the backdrop story of why the products are called Cannibal. This is, I mean, you, at the end, after reading this, you'll either throw up and never buy any Chaos and Pain product again, or you're gonna say, shit, these are real crazy motherfuckers, I wanna buy their shit. But it is a crazy ass story about one of the founders there. I'm gonna leave you in suspense. When this review finishes, go check it out. Anyway, long story short, they have a couple of pre-workouts. Ferox and Riot are the two most popular ones. They also have a stim-free pre-workout, and they have a gamers pre-workout, and they have one other ones which I can't remember right now. But Ferox is really where the stim junkies go. What I have here is the latest formulation of this one, which I do believe is the third or fourth version, so they changed a lot of stuff in between. But this is the version that you will find on the site right now on Chaos and Pain. By the way, you can only buy the stuff on their site, I believe. I didn't see it anywhere else. I'm assuming that you can find it on Amazon and stuff like that, but mostly you can buy it from their site. That's where I got mine anyway. I bought it from the site. As far as the label itself, this is a super loaded label, mostly focused around this combination of a pre-workout and a fat burner. So when I take you through the ingredients here, you're gonna see a lot of fat burning, or at least on the verge between fat burning and steam type effect ingredients. So anyway, as far as pumps, 4 grams of citrulline malate. Not a lot of citrulline malate. You mostly want to see like 6 grams of citrulline malate or 3 grams of pure L-citrulline to get NO effect. So this is underdosed even for just citrulline. And on top of that, honestly, personally, I get shit from citrulline by itself. I talked about it a lot of times during my reviews. I want to see agmatine, glycerpump. I want to see something else, not just citrulline. But even for citrulline, this is underdosed. So that's not a good start, but put that aside. This is really all about the steams and the face melting nootropic, which I'll talk about in a second. Beta-alanine 3.2. Creatine and betaine. So you have creatine at 2 grams, and that's creatine monohydrate, not creatine HCl, which you could somehow justify less amount because it's more bioavailable. Creatine monohydrate at 2 grams is not a lot. Obviously, you want to see 5 grams for the clinical dose. And you have betaine for 1.5 grams. 2.5 is the clinical dose. 1.5 is below clinical dose. Well, I think what Chaos and Pain are saying is that there is some research, and there is some research, to show that creatine and betaine work together synergistically to create the same effect that creatine 5 grams would create by itself. I would say if that's the case, just put 5 grams of creatine monohydrate. It is a cheap ingredient. I'm not sure why to put it like that, but that's what you have here anyway for ATP production. Then we're going into the steam and focus type ingredients. You have N-acetyl-tyrosine at 500 milligrams. That's sort of run-of-the-mill, mid-range. Not too much, not too little for N-acetyl. 450 milligrams of caffeine, so that's obviously on the high end. For some of you guys that might be too much. For me, obviously that's okay. But I mean, if you're the type of person that above 300 starts to feel a bit jittery, then this might be a bit above your range. You have orchilene, which is a very unique ingredient. I think there's like only 3 or 4 pre-workouts that have orchilene in them. It's an adaptogenic herb or adaptogenic ingredient. Basically, it's supposed to be sort of a stimulant, but not really, mostly allow your body to deal with stress. It's sort of like a new age stimulant, became really like, a lot of people talked about it in during 2016. Since then, I didn't see it catch a lot of fire and in a lot of pre-workouts. But I mean, the Dana Lynn Bailey one has it, and the Kai Green one had it, and that's it basically. I didn't see it in a lot of pre-workout, but that's what it's supposed to do. Then you have 35 milligrams of isopropyl synephrine. So this is think about, I mean, I don't want to get too crazy on science here. Think about it as the concentrated version of synephrine. It's not really that, but that's what you're supposed to think. Both of them are produced from bitter orange. This is what Loco has in it as a Loco for myoblocks, and it's a very, very strong version of synephrine. So that's supposed to get your body temperature up without increasing blood pressure, right? So that's what synephrine does, and this thing does it even better and more intense. So it's actually a very cool ingredient, and 35 milligrams is a hefty dose. Then you have allostetine and hordenine. So allostetine at 40 milligrams and hordenine at 50 milligrams. These are both on the verge of a nootropic stimulant fat burner. And I really like hordenine. I actually sometimes want to see even more hordenine, like 75 milligrams of hordenine. Allostetine at 40 milligrams is just about where you want to see it. And these two were originally, the research around them are mostly around fat burning and mood elevation, and then that's what usually they're used for inside these pre-workouts. So you have both of them here, and then you have yohimbine HCl at 2 milligrams, which is not a lot. So that's not alpha yo, right? That's yohimbine HCl. You're barely going to feel any side effects from 2 milligrams. I mean, some pre-workouts have 5 milligrams of yohimbine HCl. And then you have on top of that alpha yo at 1.5 milligram. Yes, that is the alpha yo that causes the side effect, but 1.5 milligrams is really on the low end. And huperzine at 200 micrograms, which is really good dosage of huperzine. That's going to help with nootropic. It's supposed to help with nootropic in the presence of other nootropics like N-acetyl-L-tyrosine, and usually with a lot of choline or alpha GPC or CDP choline. But you don't have CDP choline or anything like that as far as focus. So let's summarize the formula. Pumps underdosed, right? As far as power output, questionable with the betaine and the creatine at the underdosed in quantities. Beta-alanine, fine. As far as the stim package, 450 milligrams of caffeine is obviously a lot. On top of that, you have a bunch of stuff, right? The orchilene, the synephrine, the hordenine, the huperzine, you have the L-tyrosine for focus. You have a bunch of stuff. None of them is like in super dose quantities, but you just have a lot of stuff that you have to question and think, how would they work together? So let's talk about my personal experience. So the flavor I have here is strawberry or straw bloody kiwi crush, which is an okay flavor. It's sort of strawberryish more than anything else. It's pleasant. It's not overwhelmingly good, but it's good. So I don't think flavor is going to be a problem. Definitely not with this one. They do have other flavors. Let's talk about my experience, because this is what matters. You know, you look at a label like that, and the first thing that comes to mind, I said, wow, this is a super loaded label. And you're right, it is a super loaded label. Let's talk about my experience. So I have to say, I was really disappointed. Honestly, like, I paid full price for this thing, and I'm probably not going to be using this very much. I don't see myself using it, maybe as a fat burner. But as a pre-workout, you definitely, I mean, pumps, let's not even talk about pumps. There's no enhanced pumps from this. But as far as the stim experience, this hits you 15-20 minutes in, and you do get hit. I mean, you definitely feel the beta-alanine tingling and the energy from the caffeine. But I was finding it super hard to stay focused. Super hard. Like, honestly, like, I was just, my mind was going all over places. I was just, you know, I'm so used by now to super good pre-workouts, you know, whatever. Ares, Galvanize, Defiant Unleashed, Pre-Stock, like, you know, the primeval ones. Like, I just, like, I got used to staying in the zone. This one, actually, I don't know what it is in it, but it took me out of the zone. It's not like, I get more in the zone from just caffeine, honestly. Like, this one just, I got diverted, I was thinking about other stuff, and this was very consistent. You know, the first time I took it, I thought, okay, maybe it's me, maybe I just have a lot of shit on my mind, but this was very consistent. The other thing that I was very consistent with was the post-workout effect. So this thing, it's not a crash. Listen, I didn't crash, but I just felt slow. This thing just slowed me down. Like my mind was sort of like floating. But not like good floating, chilled. It wasn't chilled. I was just like, I didn't feel like doing anything. But I wasn't tired. I didn't feel crashed. I didn't feel depressed. I just didn't feel like, it took me like literally, I needed to take another stim like an hour afterwards to get back to work because I work out early in the morning. So honestly, just a very disappointing experience. Definitely, if you're talking about face melting nootropic, I guess face melting is the fat burning piece and the nootropic is nootropic. This is an anti-nootropic, at least for me. And guys, listen, this is my personal experience. I tried this for a week. It's been very consistent. If you felt something else, comment below. For me personally, this was an anti-nootropic. Like, I was defocused. If anything, I was defocused, and the energy level was cool, and you definitely feel that burn from all this shit here, but it wouldn't compensate for the fact that I was, one, defocused, and second, like, this mellowness, this slowness post-workout just killed me. Like, I couldn't get back to work. Again, not a crash. It's a very interesting feeling, but not a crash. Anyway, overall, I have to say I really wanted to like this one. I love these small companies. I do. And I want to support them if the products kick ass. But I was super disappointed with Ferox, Cannibal Ferox by Chaos and Pains. I am gonna try Riot. I hope I will have a better experience. Listen, guys, from Chaos and Pains, I'm sorry. If you think I'm wrong in this, maybe I got a bad batch, give me a call. Listen, people, if this video was helpful in your Chaos and Pain pre-workout decision-making process, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel to see more reviews like this, because this is what we do here. We help you make smart decisions about the supplements that you buy. We go, we buy shit, we try shit, and we tell you if it's shit or if it's good. And listen, if you want to save money on Chaos and Pain, I can't help you because they sell only on their site. But for any other fitness supplement and for the best pre-workouts that are on my top list, look in the description below. We compare prices, we find this from all over the web. We don't sell anything, we just help you save money. Let's go.